Imagine a world where books were so rare that owning a single one was a sign of immense wealth. A time when most people couldn't read, and the few who could were treated like modern-day celebrities. This was the world of the Renaissance, a period that began in the 14th century and lasted until the 17th century. It was a time when a group of brilliant minds, known as humanists, changed the course of history. These scholars were like superheroes of knowledge, and their stories are both inspiring and shocking. In the early 1500s, Europe was a place of great change. The Middle Ages, with its dark castles and feudal lords, was slowly giving way to a new era of learning and exploration. The humanists were at the forefront of this change. They were the first group of powerful lay intellectuals since the time of the Roman Empire. They weren't priests or nobles, but they were often treated with the same respect and admiration. One of the most famous humanists was a man named Thomas More. Born in 1478, More grew up in a world where knowledge was a treasure. He was a lawyer, a writer, and a statesman, but he is best known for his book, Utopia, which imagined a perfect society. More's life was full of contradictions. On one hand, he was a gentle and kind man who loved his family and friends. On the other hand, he was a fierce defender of his Catholic faith, even to the point of ordering the execution of those who disagreed with him. More's rise to power was nothing short of remarkable. He started as a humble lawyer in London, but his brilliance and dedication caught the attention of King Henry VIII. Henry was a powerful and ambitious king, who needed smart and loyal advisors. More quickly became one of Henry's most trusted counselors. He held many important positions, including the role of Lord Chancellor, which made him the second most powerful man in England behind the king himself. But More's story takes a dark turn when Henry VIII decided to break with the Catholic Church. Henry wanted to divorce his wife, Catherine of Aragon, so he could marry Anne Boleyn. The Pope refused to grant the divorce, and this led Henry to declare himself the head of the Church of England. More, being a devout Catholic, refused to recognize Henry as the head of the Church. This act of defiance cost More his life. In 1535, he was beheaded on Tower Hill, a tragic end to a life dedicated to knowledge and faith. The story of Thomas More is just one of many from this fascinating period. Another key figure was Erasmus of Rotterdam, a Dutch scholar who is often called the Prince of the Humanists. Erasmus was a brilliant writer and thinker who traveled throughout Europe, spreading the ideas of the Renaissance. He is best known for his book, In Praise of Folly, which criticized the foolishness of human nature. Erasmus was a friend of Thomas More, and the two often corresponded about their ideas and beliefs. Erasmus was also a reformer. He believed that the Catholic Church needed to change, but he did not want to see it split. He spent much of his life working to improve the Church from within, translating and editing ancient texts to make them more accessible to the people. His work on the New Testament was particularly important, as it helped lay the groundwork for the Protestant Reformation. The Renaissance was not just about books and ideas. It was also a time of great artistic and scientific achievement. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo created some of the most beautiful and iconic works of art in history. Scientists like Galileo Galilei and Nicolaus Copernicus made groundbreaking discoveries that challenged the way people understood the world. These achievements were made possible by the humanists, who believed that knowledge and education were the keys to a better future. One of the most surprising things about the Renaissance is how it affected ordinary people. While the humanists were mostly wealthy and educated, their ideas slowly began to spread to the broader population. The invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg in the 15th century was a game changer. Suddenly, books could be produced more quickly and cheaply, making them more accessible to the middle class. This led to a surge in literacy and a greater appreciation for knowledge and learning. The humanists also had a profound impact on the way people thought about religion and politics. They believed in the power of reason and individual thought, which challenged the authority of the church and the monarchy. This led to the development of new forms of government and the rise of democratic ideas. The humanists were not just scholars. They were also activists who used their knowledge to push for social and political change. Despite their many achievements, the humanists were not without their flaws. They lived in a time of great inequality and often benefited from the same systems that oppressed others. For example, while they championed the importance of education, this education was generally only available to wealthy men. Women and the poor were largely excluded from the benefits of the Renaissance. The story of the humanists is a reminder that progress is never straightforward. It often comes with contradictions and challenges. The humanists were not perfect, but they were visionaries who helped shape the modern world. Their ideas about reason, individualism, and the pursuit of knowledge continue to influence us today. In the end, the Renaissance was a time of great transformation. It was a period when the darkness of the Middle Ages began to lift, and a new world of possibilities emerged. The humanists played a crucial role in this transformation, using their knowledge and influence to push for a better future. Their legacy is a reminder that the power of ideas can change the world, even in the most challenging of times.